Grateful to everybody at the Myrtle Beach Bowl. Great time we had here this week, how everybody treated us, and really excited how my team went through a lot of adversity and how they just continue to get better after the start we had in the season, and really finished strong. Played some really good football the last 6 to 7 weeks, and happy for my seniors. You know, there's a lot of guys that choose to not play in these bowl games. It's not important. It's just never been the case at UTSA. Our kids have always just been fantastic about that stuff, and it's because of the seniors, their leadership, and it's a blessing to coach them, and really proud of how they finished. And I still stand by, they were a 10 or 11 win team. No different than our 11 and 12 win teams before. We were probably 4 plays away from hitting 11 this year, to be very honest with you. But we didn't, but we're grateful for where we are right now.
Jeff, how did some of those low moments early in the season sort of impact the way that this team responded to a game like today and is embracing this win now?
Yeah, I mean, we've used the quote quite a bit this year. You know, the past is not a destination. You know, it's a reference to where we've been. And, you know, we've had a 28-point lead before and blown that. And we've looked really good at times and blown that, you know. And today was the epitome of the triangle of toughness from the culture, the way our kids, you know, competed, the passion on the sideline, just how they're into each other and the teammates, to our defense, you know, playing so strong, to our offense being able to rush the ball for over 200 yards. And then probably the play of the game was special teams. Right when the momentum had kind of flipped a little bit, and kind of one of those situations where you're like, uh-oh, is this where we go again? And then our Delta squad, Chris Carpenter, returned a touchdown, which kind of put the game away, honestly.
Coach, can you talk a little about, there seemed to be a lot of energy from your guys in Coastal. There's a lot of, you know, unsportsmanlike conduct, personal fouls type going on. What was kind of causing that kind of, you know, negative energy kind of from both teams? What was your perspective on that?
No, I didn't see any negative energy from the Roadrunners, bro. We were just getting after it. That's why we play football, man. You know, if you don't like that, man, you probably should come watch the Roadrunners play. We're going to have a good time, man. If we're going to get penalized for swimming in the beach at the Myrtle Beach Bowl, I mean, come on. It's a bowl game. I mean, we're supposed to be having fun. If we got kids all over the country opting out and not wanting to play in bowl games,
right. My
my kids had a good time. I thought it was cool. I'll watch them do it again. It's fun.
You were mentioned that there was obviously the beach pitch over there. A bunch of players went over there. Showing the broadcast, you were frustrated to say the least when they threw the penalties. Can you kind of get your reaction to, you know, the officials blowing, you know, giving an unsportsmanlike penalty on that? Kind of what's your reaction to when they did that?
Oh, he's a great official. I mean, that guy's been officiating for a long time. I just got a new nickname for him now. Him and I know what the nickname is. He's a great official.
What's the nickname?
You know, I'm not gonna put his name out there for everybody, but it has something to do with No Fun Sand and then his name. So I will leave it at that.
Jeff, can you talk about the play of your defense? It was a pretty dominant effort for most of this contest.
Yeah, I mean, I feel for Coastal whenever you got to go to your backup quarterback in a bowl game. But hey, man, the Roadrunners have done that too, right? Last year we were without Frank Harris, and our backup came out there, so I know the frustration that Tim had to go through doing that. But our defense played fantastic. I mean, their running back's really good. Those receivers are really good. Those guys did a great job coaching their team. And our defense was they were solid. They were really solid. We were dominant up front, sound in the back. You know, they had a great double move the one time. We fell down, gave it a touchdown. That was unfortunate. But just our kids, you know, we played a lot of kids. We rotated, you know, 3 deep on the D-line. We got a lot of kids that played. And, you know, our passion and how we love each other and play the game, you can just feel it through your screen. And there was a couple of times today it bubbled past the point where I was pleased with it. But I was just so excited that our kids were that excited to play. I can overlook some of that.
Jeff, can you talk about the play of Owen? It looked like for a moment there he was having one of his best games before the interception, and we saw him lower his shoulder a few times.
Yeah, I only got onto him twice the whole game. But when he did lower his shoulder, I got onto him. I said, your dad will not let you play for me anymore if I continue to let you run over people. So I said, so get down next time. But it was a great play. The kid wanted to score. I understand it. And he just tried. I don't know. I'll let him explain the next one. He's up 27-0. He knows better. He knows. Even his brother, as soon as I saw him, said he knows he's supposed to throw that ball away, Coach. I'm like, well, I told him the exact same thing. So we're talking about 2 plays the kid played that we might not have really liked. One of them was a touchdown, and the rest of his play was pretty much spotless. He'll never say that. He's too good of a human. He's going to give the credit to everybody else, but he's pretty much carried this team a lot this year when we had a lot of guys get injured. And he allowed those young guys to grow up. And if we can keep them all here, we'll have a lot of fun scoring some points the next couple of years.
What does it mean to get the run game going for you guys?
Well, it just balances everything out. It makes our RPO game so much more effective. It it's that's how you win on the road, and it's what we haven't been able to do this year is run the ball well. And to win on the road, you got to be able to run the football. And we did enough today to help win it. Obviously, he threw the ball very well as well.
Jeff, the year's first road win, was that something that weighed on the guys, or was it a significant milestone today?
They might have heard me say that quite a bit. I told y'all we were going to change our name to the Home Runners if we didn't finally get a road win. We weren't with the Road Runners anymore. So they heard enough of my smack. I like to poke the bear a little bit. And speaking of bear, man, I got a big bear over here. I'm gonna miss him. Brandon Brown, my nose guard, been here forever. Could have opted out like most of the country's doing. He had never blinked, man. And those seniors are the ones that really did this for us. And it teaches Owen and those young guys how to lead and what to do. And passion, is when there's a lot of people that are enthusiastic. There's a lot of football teams start the season off correctly. There's a lot of people that start off a lot of whatever correctly. Passion is what fuels you to finish. It's what makes you finish. And our kids are passionate in the sense they always finish. They complete what they start. No, it might not be 11 wins, 12 wins every year, but our kids are very passionate. And to the point of the young man over here, that his question about our passion sometimes crosses the line. Yeah, it does a couple of times. But that's also the same passion that makes these guys show up every day and punch that time clock like they do.
What are you going to remember most about this team when you look back at the 2024 season overall?
Oh, probably those 4 plays we didn't make against East Carolina, Rice, Tulsa, to be honest with you, in Army, and knowing we could have had 11 and only got 7. But that's being sarcastic, which that's not a good form of leadership. We all know that. The truth is how they held together. How they just hung in there, and it looked like they could have quit. We played Memphis without about 16 of our guys, and man, that game got us going again. And really proud of them, how they finished.
Jeff, it wasn't too long ago there were no bowl wins here. Now you have 2 in back-to-back seasons. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, and playing 5 in a row. It's really incredible. The body of work these seniors have done is phenomenal. The program that we recruited them to, as to what the program they're leaving, is light years differently. And whenever you leave anything better than when you found it, you've done an unbelievable job. And that's what Brandon Brown's. Here's something for you. How about Oscar Cardenas being out there? 5 years he's been playing for us. He was involved in every play of the game, coaching on the sideline. Joe Evans came down here. We got kids that have been out for the whole season. Nana. We got Johnny. Just Ken, another senior, all-conference football player. They're out there on the sideline. Everybody talks about what's wrong with college football. There's not enough said about what's right about college football. God bless. Birds up.
Thank you, Jeff.